around that 500 thing, but I don't see it actually. I don't know. It'll depend a lot on our pitching and our bullpen, see if we blow leads late in the game or if we are able to, kind of close out wins when we get the bats alive. But at the same time, they brought in some heavy hitters and Chris Bryant, and we got some young guns. We re-signed Ryan McMahon. And there's reason for optimism, so I dig it. I think we got something there, Chris.
Oh, that just reminded me, talking about success and stuff, shout out to DU.
Dude, good call. Did you see the viral video of them jumping over fucking burning couches in the middle
I
of
saw that. Where the fuck was that? There was a gas station in the background. Was that just like right off of university?
Just
somebody started
Evanston
burning
University.
shit?
I don't have a clue, but I saw someone say it's like only in, like it kind of reminds you of the Boulder, like when they threw that Rager a couple of months ago. It's like they're just like, whatever. If you're going to burn a couch in the middle of the street, no one's going to fucking say anything these days. Like, if we wanted to take this extra couch out of the podcast studio, then we could burn that thing on the couch and nobody would say a word as long as it. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that miscommunication on the files. We deleted something, created some room, and we're ready to rock again. Chris, before we get into our interview, we were just talking about burning couches, but let's get back into the food for a second. We were just discussing your anything that you may have eaten that everyone needs to know about. Give us a rundown. What were we missing? What did you try out this weekend that we didn't know about?
Bakery Fourscore.
Yeah, give us a quick rundown because we thought that we were recording that. I thought it was a great synopsis, but everyone has seen they just recently opened on Tennyson Street. Give us a rundown. How long was the wait? Was the wait worth it? What did you order? Give us the fuck-worthy scale. Where is it on the meter?
Yeah, so wait time ran about 30 minutes. I think we got there around like 8:15, 8:30, out the door by 9 with some goods. And the goods we got this time, we got their chocolate croissant, their morning bun, and then this kind of cheese Danish type tart. All of them were fucking great. The morning bun stuck out as the favorite, though. It was cinnamony, it was sugary, it was gooey on the inside, like everything you want out of a morning bun. Sticky, gooey. And
so, that's kind of one thing that it's been they'll probably start opening up to more hours, more, friendlier times. So right now it's Thursday through Sunday, I believe, and they get cracking at the ass crack of dawn, but they usually sell out fairly quickly. And we're starting to see more of those kinds of bakeries come to fruition with the brothers out here in Wheat Ridge, Paulette down in Parker. And speaking of which, they're partnering up for this weekend on Saturday down at Parker at Paulette. The Get Right Bakery team is kind of doing like a collab, takeover. I don't know exactly how the baker crew does it or the bakery scene does it, but if you go down there from 8 to noon on Saturday, they're going to have a wide array of freshly baked goods that I think that everybody will be able to enjoy. So if you're trying to maybe mix it up, the Bakery 4 may be packed, and while the line is not too terribly long, there's a bunch of these kind of vibes and things popping around town.
Yeah, and a word to the wise, I think when they do these events like that, definitely be sure to check out pages and stuff for pre-orders, because you want to pre-order. That just reminded me, this past week I also visited our friends Yuanton at Dayball Brewing, but like an idiot, I forgot to make a pre-order.
And then was banking on the walk-up crowd and what would be available.
Man, we were 3 people back, and home dude with the chalk came out to the chalkboard, and I was like, "Fucking Christ, what's he about to delete?"
Don't do chili dumps. Don't do chili dumps.
And he deleted these. I think they had these chicken dumplings that they had done, and I was like, "Okay, sweet, we still got the signature chili wontons." And then all of a sudden, motherfucker just threw the line through there. I looked at Steph and I was just like, I'm so sorry. We got the
Dan?
Yeah, which are out of this fucking world, but we were really banking on just one order of walk-up dumplings. So just get your pre-orders in there. It helps them out, and it helps you out knowing that you're going to get what you ordered.
And there's there's a walk-up line. That's always quicker. And right now they're doing a really cool thing where they're trying to help families in need. And so they've partnered with direct contributor and source in like Poland, where they're helping people with like specific needs. So then she is going and saying, hey y'all, if you have these things and you're coming to our pop-up, or coming to the brewery where we're popping up today, bring these things and we will make sure they get into the right hands. So I love what Penelope and them are doing over there, using their platform for good, using their food to draw more masses and, using that to kind of propel bigger, larger messages than just dank-ass pre-orders. So good call. You really killed it on the food scene this week. We need to always have a deleted episode and run it back because that was well played by you.
Right.
Yeah, good job. But yeah, I think we kind of covered everything. We've talked about what's going on this week. Check out Cervantes' page. Check out the Seed and Smith calendar on their promotional tab. Check out Callie's website, Callie's Cannabis, if you need to know that. Mile High 420 Festival next Wednesday, downtown Civic Center Park, featuring Khalib, Little John, and somebody I forgot. It's going to be a hell of a good time, and then Eureka Party that evening. So let's have a go of it. Good luck to the Rockies this season. Chris is taking over on 68.5, as am I. So we're excited to see that. And until next week, we say enjoy this interview. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we survived Brighton.
Cheers. All right, now it's time for our interview with Chef Jared Farina, a.k.a. Chef Roilty. Chef, how are you today, brother?
So good. Thank you for asking.
Man, thank you for having us over today. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We're out of the office.
We're back on
down the field, and boy, are we in a field.
Yeah, we are. And we said we wanted to get back out on the scene. And Jesus, we're right in the thick of it. I mean, great food, hella smoke. We're out here. So we're going to sit down with Chef Roilty today. We'll probably just call you Chef, but we'll see what happens. Because he has a huge event coming up, his annual Canna dinner. It's an 8-course dinner that goes down around the weekend of 420. We're going to talk about that, his recent award for Best of Denver presented by Westward, as well as the cornucopia of snacks that we've had today. But before we get into that, Chris, I'm really stacked. We just got to let folks know that beforehand.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Great idea. But let's start it off.
Okay.
All right, Jared.
Yes, sir.
I'll call you Chef later and stuff. I'll switch around.
It's all good.
I met him through the Instagram. Y'all are meeting like friends that are having an afternoon together.
Me and Chris met before. I told you.
True. That is true. I forgot about that.
Every episode, are you a transplant or a native to Colorado?
Correct. Yeah, I'm a transplant.
Where are you coming from?
Originally from South Florida. I lived a lot of places in Florida, but the last place I was Hollywood area, and I've been here for about 8 to 9 years now.
So when you say South Florida, are we talking
Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Hollywood, Boca? I've literally lived in almost every city up and down the thing there. When I was a kid, we were every 2 years we're moving, and my dad used to grow weed down there actually illegally. So every 2 years he would have a new spot, and we'd be in a new place, and I'd always have to make new friends, and it kind of built me up to be more outgoing and things like that, which helped me out along my way.
I'm not going to lie, you're one of the most hospitable guests we've ever had, and we've gone into every fucking restaurant in America. I mean, this has been a wonderful undertaking. So that is interesting that you bipped and bopped around because the South Beach area is pretty unique in the food scene as well. And so I want to kind of pick your brain about that. But What made you want to come to Colorado from the beaches? Why'd you trade it in for some cold weather?
Well, to be honest with you, yeah. So I believe it or not, I used to DJ down there at South Beach all the time. I can
believe that. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in South Beach and the nightlife. And I was down there when it was really popping. And I used to come out here and visit. And it's actually more expensive to do a mountain vacation than it is to do a beach vacation. So I just figured I could just live out here and then spend my time visiting beaches anywhere I want.
That's fucking genius. I mean, similar, but like in a white trash version. We did the same thing. We were like, the mountains are crisp. It's hot as shit down here, and there's nothing to do in Mississippi and Alabama. It's easier just to come home and visit them and live out here.
Yeah, there's lakes and pine trees.
It's hot as shit in Florida, too. Like, that was another reason to get out of it. Like, you literally sweat when you're on your way to your car,
Yeah.
So,
but
it's hot as fuck out here, but
it's dry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were introduced to the cannabis scene obviously a little early, obviously with the moving and things of that nature. Was it a customary, like you knew this was going to line up with what you were going to do in your future?
Well, I didn't know what was going on when I was young. It was
y'all were just bipping and bopping.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. There was always like a closed door. I was never allowed in. Don't ask questions. Like, I have a crazy childhood. We get that another episode. But other than that,
we can do it on our new therapy couch we got in the studio, Chris.
But what was the original part of the question? Hi, too.
Your introduction.
To, like, cannabis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I was around cannabis all the time. Actually didn't start smoking until a little older for some people, probably 17, believe it or not. But I've been smoking every day since.
That's a fair. I don't think anybody would be like, no, that's way too early to smoke weed, because as a cannabis sponsored, we recommend being 21 and over. But we all were introduced to it in the taboo fashion of being in high school and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So I don't think either of us are sitting here like, 11 or 9. So I don't think I had pubes until I was 17. So I was smoking weed before I hit puberty, but it was because I was 17 as well. So
For sure.
Somewhere in that ballpark. I love it though, yeah.
But yeah, even back then, we were making edibles back then too. I was always involved in cannabis in some form, whether it be like selling it or whatever it was, But like,
allegedly,
we actually got involved in hash making down there. I was making hash down there allegedly. And we wanted to enter in a competition, so I allegedly flew it out to Los Angeles and entered the Secret Cup. We ended up getting first place. I got offered a job out here in Colorado. That's how I moved out here.
That's that's legit as shit.
That's the goal we were looking for.
Yeah.
Story. Okay, so
all alleged.
Yeah, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But here I am.
There's the story of this guy who, he just went out, this guy went out and entered this competition, won that, and then somebody called this guy up from Colorado.
Well, it was, Top Shelf Extracts. They're not around anymore, but, shout out to those guys. But yeah, they had me out here. Job sucked. I stayed. But it's one of those songs and dances. But I wouldn't have been able to get into a place without that job to get me into like Colorado, like as I had an income and stuff like that. It was very hard for me to move out here without that. So it was helpful, and I was thankful for that.
Yeah, I can understand. And so you've kind of grown in the scene as the scene has literally been. You mentioned you've been here 8-9 years, so the scene has been around for at least in the regular sense of recreation.
Back when you were allowed to, I competed in cannabis cups here in Denver. You know what I mean? We had our product. I put my product everywhere. I used to make extracts and stuff like that. So, and then that's how I kind of like got into the scene. And then I was in it back, like I said, 2011, 12, when it was like all the heads type of thing. It was a very small community of people who were making hash. At that time.
Is this the same guys that were using like butane and PVC pipe?
Oh, yeah.
Because that was my roommate. Shout out to Gerb.
I mean, yeah.
Allegedly.
Shout out. I mean, that's how it all, everybody started somewhere, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, right?
Okay, so then after you, like, what was your next move in Colorado? Like, were you just...
how did you find yourself working your way?
So, I mean, okay, so, I was doing a little bit of, here and there, we'll call it, working with, local growers and stuff like that. And I did that for quite some time. And then I got into, we were watching, Stoned Appetit was coming out at that time, like probably 6-7 years ago. And, we decided it was New Year's Eve, and we decided let's do a big, what?
We were just talking about Bong Appetit.
Yeah.
We were late on that one.
Yep, they got us beat by about 2 years.
But Stoned Appetit's pretty damn good.
Stoned Appetit's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But
it's that raw,
that show
shit.
though, it was kicking off, and there were chefs on there, and they had a bunch of chefs that didn't really know about weed. You know what I'm saying? But they could cook, and that. So I know weed. I've been around it my whole life. I've done every aspect of cannabis, any form of it. So for me, it's like cannabis first, chef second, but also my food stands for itself. So it's kind of like, I feel like I got a little bit ahead on that one. And then so what we did is we did a New Year's Eve event for a bunch of friends. We had a bunch of friends come over, and we did a big New Year's Eve party at my friend's house, and we just infused all this different food, like savory stuff, stuff we wouldn't normally infuse. And everybody just had the night of their lives. It was a great time. There's raves about it the next couple of days, to the point where we were like, okay, well, let's look into this. And then I started to, I saw the High Times Top Cannabis Chef, and that's when I really started to dive into learning how to cook even better. And then I entered that competition.
Yeah, so you have a pretty star-studded past. Like, if you want to go check them out, you can find them on social media at Roilty, R-O-I-L. Get it? Oil, T-Y.
Yeah, the oil's inside, just like the food.
Yeah. Oh, look at It looks like he knew that was coming, but I did not throw that softball up on purpose. But go check it out as well. We're going to talk about it because I want to know about the Chopped 420 contest, because the difference is, and we like to think of it in the same way. It's like you're a stoner